Hear ye, all rise for the 7th Assembly of the Creep Street Homeowners Association. All right, everybody, take a seat.
Hey, everyone.
Just sit right down, make your way in, grab a seat.
Yeah, get cozy.
Snuggle up, folks.
Big time.
Oh, we have reached one of those blessed little mini episodes in between.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, we have some exciting stuff in the works, some exciting episodes coming up. But you know what, Maureen?
What?
We are knee-deep in the month of February.
Yeah.
And gosh darn it, if we did not miss the greater Sabbath known as Imbolc.
I know, we made a mistake.
Traditionally, it is on February 1st. Now, you'll remember in our Yule episode, we recited a Yule ritual from Raymond Buckland's Complete Book of Witchcraft. And we thought we would do the same for the Feast of Lights.
I mean, please. I think it's time.
So let me read to you briefly how the book, Raymond Buckland's Complete Book of Witchcraft, how it describes Imbolc. Now, keep in mind, once again, Raymond Buckland was a Wiccan, so this is through the purview of a Wiccan celebration of Imbolc, okay?
Yeah.
So there was many different ways Imbolc was celebrated and is celebrated to this day. But here's a quick little reading from it, and then we will go over the ritual. This is the Feast of Lights. It is another fire festival, so there is again a cauldron containing the makings of a fire standing in the north quarter. Beside it lies a broomstick. This is the midpoint of the dark half of the year, the halfway point in the god's predominance. But although it is in that segment of the year's cycle, yet it is very much a festival of the goddess, particularly Bridget, Brigantia, Bride, and other variations. Beside the altar rests a crown of light, a circlet of candles. The altar cloth and candles should be brown. The erecting the temple is performed. This may be followed by full moon or new moon rite, if appropriate. Bell is rung 3 times by Covener, acting as a summoner. All right, Maureen, are we ready to perform, or not perform, but recite this ritual? I just want to say for those out there, we aren't necessarily performing it.
Yeah.
We are just reciting it, and if you have the book, you can follow. I'm sure you can find it online how to do it, but if sometime you want to do it along with us, using us in the background, I mean, that's fun too.
Yeah, please.
And once again, this ritual begins with a bell ringing 3 times. Haste, haste! No time to wait. We're off to the Sabbath, so don't be late.
To the Sabbath.
To the Sabbath! With the priest and priestess leading, the coven moves Deosil around the circle, walking or dancing. Circle as many times as you wish. Priest or priestess starts a hymn to the gods, and all join in. Finally, all halt and stop singing.
Now has our Lord reached the zenith of his journey.
Now does he turn to face the lady. Though apart they are one.
They are both the shadow and the light.
Then follows an enchantment of a seasonal motif. Example, the midpoint in the sun's winter journey, sweeping out the old and starting anew. The running of the priests of the Lupercalia at the ancient Roman festival. The preparation of seed grain for growing in the spring. The inviting of the goddess of fertility to enter into the house and lodge therein. Bell is rung 7 times.
Our Lord now has reached mid-journey. Ahead he sees the light of Our Lady and the start of life anew after this period of rest. This was the first festival of the Celtic year. This is the time when spring lambs are born and ewes come into milk. Spring itself is scented in the distance, and thoughts are on the goddess as much as on the god. Burn now the evergreens, the ivy, mistletoe, and holly, the rosemary and the bay. Clear out the old, that the new may enter in. Light to dark.
Darkness to light.
Light to dark.
Darkness to light.
Farewell, lady, welcome, Lord.
Farewell, Lord, and welcome, lady.
All hail.
Farewell.
Farewell.
All hail. Priest and priestess lead coven in a dance about the circle. This may be followed or accompanied by a chant or song. Priestess stands before the altar, with arms crossed on her breast. Priest kneels before her and kisses her feet. He then takes up the crown, stands and places the crown on her head. He then dances Deosil around the circle 3 times. As he passes the cauldron on the 2nd circuit, a covener lights the kindling, candle or whatever. As priest comes to the cauldron on his 3rd circuit, he jumps over it. He then comes on around and stops before the priestess. With a taper from the altar candle, he lights the candles on the priestess's crown. Priestess opens her arms and stands with legs apart and arms raised high. All hail, Our Lady of Light!
All hail, Our Lady of Light!
Welcome, thrice welcome, triple goddess of life!
Mother of the sun, we welcome thee.
Goddess of fire, we invite thee in. Priest and priestess move around the cauldron. Covener hands besom to the priestess. She hands besom to the priest with a kiss. Priest goes Deosil around the circle, sweeping out that which is no longer needed. When he returns to the north, he returns the besom to the priestess with a kiss. She then gives it to the first covener with a kiss. Covener sweeps around the circle. This is repeated with all coveners. When all have done, priest and priestess return to altar. Bell is rung 3 times. Then shall follow the ceremony of cakes and ale. After that, the clearing of the temple is performed so that there is plenty of room for fun and games and entertainment, which may still take place around the altar if desired. The evening concludes with a feast. Well, 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 folks.
There you go.
Yes, a little belated, but we wanted to celebrate, do that little thing for the Greater Sabbath of Imbolc, and we will try to remember to do this for each of the Sabbaths this year of 2024.
Yes. We will do our best, of course. And I just think it's always a good way to recognize the time of year you're in, the season you're in. And that also just applies to just your life. But also just... it's showing us that spring, even though it's still wintertime, we're getting there.
Oh, yes. Folks, I know you are anxious to hear what our next episode is going to be.
Yeah.
And guess what, folks? You're in for another 2-parter.
We're going horde. We're starting off 2024. We're getting crazy.
Usually only a couple times a year do we do episodes that require more than 1 installment.
Yeah, it's not that often, but you know what? Here we are.
Well, part of the beauty of why we wanted to at least temporarily do this every other week thing with the mini episodes in between is it allows us to prepare these bigger episodes.
Right.
And I'm glad that's what we've been doing. And I know everyone is going to be excited for next week's episode. We are returning to the case files of Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Ooh.
That's right. I mean, oh man. It's been a while since we've done... Did we do an Ed and Lorraine in 2023?
I actually don't know. Maybe at the beginning?
I cannot remember. I know we did Hauntings, but I cannot remember if we did an Ed and Lorraine Warren. And you know what? It's been too dang long.
It has. It's been too long. And you know what? And it's even just been too long for just a haunting. You know? We've strayed away from our home.
And I'll tell you, this is truly, and I'm not being hyperbolic, one of the scariest episodes I think we've ever made.
I am so curious to hear what this is going to be all about.
And it is actually one of their stories that has not yet been made into a motion picture. Folks, next week's episode is The Smurl Family Haunting, Volume 1. Wow. And I'm telling you, it is terrifying.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrifying.
I mean, I'm just curious. I'm curious to see what you've got because it really seems like it's scaring you. It's affecting you.
It really is. And boy, oh boy, I cannot wait to share it with all of you. It is freaky. It is fresh. Also, soon we're going to have our next Reddit series. I think it's going to be Reddit series volume 7.
I think so.
That's coming out this month. That'll be coming up within the week. Man, we have so much good stuff cooking. So excited about it. Maureen has been working on merchandising.
Yes.
She's also been rebuilding our website. We had a website for a little while in the early days, but we realized we didn't know really what to do with it. Our social medias were kind of doing enough for us at that time.
Yeah.
But we're realizing now we really need to build out our own website. This is where soon you'll be able to make purchases for like Creep Street merch, all of these things.
Yes, indeed.
Maureen, we're going to be taking a little vacation next week. We are going to be heading down to sunny Naples, Florida.
Yes, we are. We will be seeing my dad.
Going to spend a nice week in the sun, just relaxing. We're going to have the Smurl Haunting, at least part 1, recorded before we go, so we can just enjoy our week down there.
Yeah, but you'll still get your episode.
Oh, yes, and Patreon too. In fact, we'll probably record some Patreon stuff like via video and stuff while we're down there.
You never know.
It's going to be a lot of fun. But folks, this will hereby adjourn.
Yes.
The 7th Assembly of the Creep Street Homeowners Association. My name is Dylan Hackworth.
I'm Maureen Bogey.
Good night and goodbye.
Bye.